You are now tuning in to the 9T7 podcast. And the squad coming, they coming out hard. Coming out hard. Coming out hard.
Oh yeah, I saw the.
Yes, it's 1 year from, and the first pick of the Cowboys. Yes,
you know what? I could have did my Cowboys thing because we drafted, but I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, you could have, but
it's Micah Parsons. How about them Cowboys?
She was beyond lit. They had the right person to do it though.
They did.
She is like
so
much energy that she just naturally brings. It was great. Yeah.
A year ago from the draft.
1 year ago today. Welcome back to the 97 show. We are live at the Sour Kids, not Sour Patch Kids. The Sour Kids production.
Whatever.
She said Cabbage
Studio.
Patch Kids.
Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch. Okay.
Sour Kids. You know what?
What's up?
Ken gonna have to tell us. Shout out to Ken.
I always shout out to the man.
He gonna have to tell us how he came up with that name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cause
the maestro of media, Dr. Ken Washington. Give it up for him.
Shout out to Ken.
There we go.
I was like, I can hear your little toy over there.
It's really loud.
Okay.
So she has a question. How did y'all come up with the name Sour Kids?
We became kind of sour when we were working out. So,
Shots.
Okay.
Take that, Lisa.
I hear that.
Wow. Okay.
In studio,
We asked.
Sister Snow, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. I'm so grateful. Life is good. And yeah.
Yeah, all that.
That part.
And then next we have the Superman lover. Give it up for him.
Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Life is good.
Life is good.
Today is my anniversary.
Oh,
Happy anniversary! It sure is. April 29th.
That's what today is.
Do you know
what today is?
It's Friday.
It's
anniversary.
Hey.
Anniversary.
Well, how many years is this?
5.
Oh, that's a pivotal time.
It's a pivotal 5.
Not 7, 5.
5 is good because it's 5. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, 5. I don't know. But do you know that you're supposed to get, you know how every year they have like the anniversary gift?
It's wood.
Oh, he on point.
Okay.
It's wood. So what wood are you giving?
This DICK
PIMP
ology.
She don't want that wood. She want.
That's all for anniversaries. Everybody wants. We gotta do something special. They want to go bigger, but I just go whatever the traditional thing for that is, and I just give her that.
That's
that's what she's cool with.
Right.
I go big for Christmas and birthdays, especially birthdays. Birthday is my favorite holiday. I know it's not a holiday, but for me it is.
It is.
Actually, my birthday is a holiday because it's leap year, but birthdays is my big thing. Like all the extras come for the birthday. So and then it's kind of messed up because like 2 weeks from now is Mother's Day. So
oh yeah,
it's
yeah. Who picked the date that y'all got married? She did.
We
how did
both
y'all...
did. Well, no, the original date was supposed to be in August. It was supposed to be August 7th of 2017.
Shout out to us Leos.
And what happened is
what had happened?
We went to Puerto Rico. We came back 3.
What?
Ooh.
And
she
so
was preggo.
And so she was due the week of the wedding. So it was
the original date.
The original date. She was supposed to be due with my son the original week of the wedding. That was the due date. So we moved it to April because let's see, November, December, January, February, March, April. 4 or 5 months. You're showing, but you're not really showing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so that's why we did it. And then the dress, it fits. You don't have to really alter it. And so that's why we picked April 29th.
Yeah, because some
Shaking his
women.
head.
And it's not too hot because, when you're pregnant, it's just heat and stuff.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
that's why we picked that day. And then the messed up. The funny part about it is my son came 8 weeks early. He was a preemie baby, so like 2 surprises. So that's how that happened.
He was born in Puerto Rico?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was conceived in Puerto Rico,
Oh.
and we were supposed to have a destination wedding too. So
I recall.
because we had like our anniversary. Our engagement party was a tropical theme, and we put down 3 places we wanted to go, and everybody at the engagement party picked where the wedding would be. And it was Punta Cana. And see what happened. We went to Puerto Rico that November. Came back
She
pregnant.
wasn't pregnant at the wedding.
No, yes, she was.
She was?
Yes. My son was born 2 months after that.
She didn't look pregnant.
In fact,
She said she was still not showing, like
about
4 or 5 months. Yeah.
She
Shows
didn't
her
look
listening
it.
skills.
She didn't look it at all. Because I was going to say, a lot of women don't want to get married
Yeah.
when they're
That
pregnant.
is
When
true.
they're like,
It was a great altar on the dress
Yeah.
too.
She did not look pregnant.
But you gotta realize
She
my son
looked
was
great.
a real like when I don't know, like my first wife, the same thing happened with her too. That both my sons from my first wife was born like 10, 11 pounds. Just my baby boy was born like 5 pounds, 2 ounces. He was no bigger than my hand.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, but even they don't consider that a preemie. The 5 pounds now. Over 5 pounds. is-
Right.
Yeah.
Because my daughter was 5.
But I know they look
She
so
was not a preemie.
small.
Yeah, the other two
I
was
know
so
one of
big.
my sons was a preemie and he looked
Still
so
ain't
tiny.
nothing wrong with
Yeah,
He was just
Now
below
something wrong
5
with it.
pounds.
and it's so bad when you get preemie baby because they put this tube on the top of their
Yeah.
head and all these wires are coming from them because they still gotta. I say cook. They still gotta develop some
Yes,
stuff.
they do.
They in there cooking.
And he needs some milk. He did. But that little rascal there, boy, is he's the strongest one.
They
He's
become,
the- he's the-
become the biggest one. I don't know how it happens.
He's the
but it
strongest
does.
one. So
And they grow so fast and so strong. Nothing wrong with preemies.
and then I had an accident this week. Kind of like
In your car?
in my red
your-
truck. Yeah, on 161. Motherfucker coming around, it hit the side like he almost T-boned me. So you coming, I'm going straight, and if you're coming over. So when you get on 161 from 20 and you're just going straight, but other people coming on top, coming down, and I'm on the right, he's on the far left, and he just tried to get over with his punk ass, and he hit the back of the truck, the back bed, and it scraped all like this. Literally, like looked like a can opener, all the way down the side to the front. And then when we pulled over, he pulled over, and then the motherfucker was like, "We gotta hurry up." I said, "Motherfucker, I'm not hurrying up. We're waiting for the police." And we're past the exit, right? We're past the exit. And shit, that's why I got in. I don't deal with the police, but we got to wait for the police because I need you to get this ticket. And so
He said, "I know insurance."
huh?
You said, "I know insurance."
No, I nigga drove off.
Oh.
So we waited, and I thought, and we're that's Grand Prairie, but the tollway's done by the tollway's done by the state troopers. So we had to wait for the state trooper, and that motherfucker bagged all the way up past the exit. Well, he backed up to the exit and then exited
And left?
and left. And the police said, "We'll find him because he went through that camera." And so.
Get him run.
And so I can't wait till they find his. He was Hispanic. I can't wait till they find his ass. But I already filed the insurance claim, and then State Farm was like, "Well, maybe we should wait till the police." No, let's do this shit now. And when the police find and do their thing, you just switch it because I need to get this truck fixed quick. I don't need to be sitting up here with this battered truck and shit. But yeah, it was been like just a weird week.
Yeah.
Weird week.
And
Well,
in studio, we have a very, very special guest. And go ahead.
And she purdy.
And she pretty.
Thank you.
We are introducing Miss Lisa Scott. Give it up.
Give it up.
Give it up.
Give it up. Give it up.
Oh, let me correct myself. Actress Lisa Scott.
But all of it.
Get
Authorist.
into it.
You see, I
Authorist.
changed the Instagram.
Yes, I did see that. I like it. I like
No,
it. Actress
it's
Lisa
artist,
Scott.
influencer, actress. So give all.
Authorist.
Yeah.
Yes,
Model.
that's right.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
And
you
my
so
new
much.
ex-wife.
Thank you so much.
Oh, let me take my glasses off. That's Superman.
Yeah.
Let me take my glasses off. That was Clark. I was Clark Kent now.
Okay.
Now you super
Calm down.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
for
so
joining
much
us.
for having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Good. How you been?
I've been good. I've been very, very, very busy.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Making
And
that
blessed.
money.
Blessed.
She stay booked and busy
Definitely
in
blessed.
real life.
Good. So, tell us about yourself. Where you from? Where your people from? Your granny and them live now.
I'm a native New Yorker,
New York.
but I have been coming to Dallas all my life to visit my family. My mother was born and raised here.
Okay.
So I used to come during the summers. My family, my parents retired here about 20-something years ago. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
And when my oldest son used to come here, he never wanted to go home after the summer. So
Yeah.
I knew this would be a good place to raise kids, and I'm not disappointed that I moved here. It's been 14 years. I've been here 14 years, but I'm not going to lose the accent.
Nah,
It doesn't.
What part
Matter.
of New
It's been
York?
14 years. Wow.
Queens.
Queensbridge. Nice.
Where would I find? What's a good place for a king?
Yeah.
Queens. The Coming to America jokes is coming because her name is Lisa.
Uh-oh.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa from Queens. Uh-oh.
Big Dobbs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it don't matter how long I'll live here. I will still be called out for no matter where I go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even my mother, too.
Yeah.
My mother, too.
Oh,
Where
That's a
y'all-
hard
Where
accent to
y'all
lose.
from? Where y'all from?
I'm like, how you can't tell?
Yeah.
Where you from?
I
When
think,
you say New York, they say, oh, yeah, we know.
Wait.
They hear it.
I think
Yeah.
New York, Texas, Florida are the three hardest accents for people to lose. Because people who've been like in California, Florida, you can still hear that Florida and California.
I'm about to say California,
and they
yeah.
Buster, you know,
Right.
and real proper.
In Boston.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Dorchester.
Yes. Exactly.
Boston.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So tell us what it is that you do. What are you known for? Just take us through
Your journey.
Okay.
your journey.
Let me
to
tell
where
you about
are
my
now.
journey.
Yes.
I started as a plus model at 16. Had no idea what plus size modeling was. My mother actually seen an ad in New York newspaper. And she just showed it to me. And she said, this would be good for you.
Right.
And at the time, I was kind of like, I don't want to say I was skinny, but I wasn't large. I had my first year in college, I gained some weight. And she just said, this would be good for you. It was an ad looking for women beside sizes 12 to 22. She had no idea that I was going to go on a casting. I went on that casting, met the owner of the agency. She took my measurements and she said, you know what, you're a little bit too small, but I met some other young ladies at the casting, and they said, there's another agency. Don't worry about it. Let's go to the other agency. I couldn't go, I remember that day, but I went sometime that week. Met the owner of the agency. She signed me on the spot, and she sent me to test. And what testing is, you go out, you take photographs, bring them back so she can see how you look when you're photographed. Because really, I want to stress, that's the most important thing of modeling. You don't have to be pretty. It's about a look. You don't have to be beautiful. Sometimes it's about a feature. Exactly.
It's a feature, yeah.
And everyone, you'll be surprised. I mean, we all take pictures now with our cell phones.
Right.
But how you photograph could be so different than
That's
the
true.
way you look.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
And if you,
So were you a print model?
at the time, I did print, I did commercials, I did runway, I did every part. I've worked every part of modeling.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
She did Rip
Yeah.
the Runway.
Ripped the runway
That
several
was
times.
Several
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Right now, I'm currently only working as a plus size fit model for JCPenney, and I fit for their denim and for their bras.
I always
Yeah.
be wondering who them girls is on the picture, like in the store with
It's
them
her.
stuff.
It used to be me. Now
Yeah.
here in Texas, in Dallas, Dallas is wonderful. I love it, love it, love it so much. But it's not a lot of work like big cities like New York City, like California. And the epic part of modeling will always be in New York City.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
Right.
I don't understand it because I think the studios are so beautiful here. It's huge here. It's so much cheaper to shoot here.
Yeah.
But still,
Right.
you know, the demand is still in New York
I
City.
think most of like the fashion, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's coming out of
It's
New York
there.
or whatever. Yeah.
I used to date this girl who went to a Wilhelmina modeling agency,
Yeah.
and she was talking about like you could make your face deeper just by makeup and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. Like, so that's what she does some stuff now and everything.
You can do so much with makeup. Makeup works miracles. I mean, just look at Instagram.
Boy, them
How
filters be
people,
making.
what people do, go from 0 to 100.
Sending
And
their
that's what
representatives.
modeling is. It's about becoming a character, sitting in a chair, and letting someone just make you into whoever they want
Well, that's
that
awesome.
particular day. So I modeled for years, and I think I'm really blessed because I work so many different areas of modeling
Right.
in the plus modeling world. And I started off as a junior plus model. At the time, there were no African American junior models around.
Really?
So I was the first one, and I got a lot of work.
Yeah.
And being in New York City, my agency at the time, which was Ford Models, they had a TV division. And so sometimes they would get calls for a plus size person, and they would call the print department and say, we need some of your girls. So that's kind of how I branched over into the acting thing, because I started booking commercials and more like informal shows where I had to be one-on-one on people. And I was like, ooh, I like being on a set.
Yeah.
You know, about all these cameras and
Right.
microphones and TVs. It was just different than modeling.
Right.
And like with anything, you get bored
Right.
after a certain amount of time. And I mean, honestly, I modeled for 3 decades, which was unheard of. Because like in New York City, I could have a baby, I got married, have a baby, I come back, it's still there. You could do extra work almost like every day to supplement your income.
Right.
Like it's so many ways to work in New York City. So that's the difference between the different markets. You know, New York and then LA are huge markets.
Right.
So I fell in love with being on commercial sets, being on movie sets, and things like that. But however, my life kind of changed when I moved to Texas 15 years ago. And I was like, I signed with Campbell Agency, but it's just not.
Not the same.
It's not the same, right?
Right.
It's not the same opportunities.
So let me back up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
What is the first movie role or acting that you
The
did?
first thing I booked in New York City, I was really young, was 2 commercials. One was for denim, and I don't even remember what it was. And then it was Just My Size Pantyhose.
Okay,
And that
I
was
remember that.
big.
Yeah.
That was huge. It played for about 2 years straight. And then I signed with a union. And when you're with a union, you get residuals. So every time it played. And I don't know if I should tell this story, but I just want to make people who are listening aware. I was new. I had no idea about modeling and money, finances, or anything. And I was just excited to be doing something that I really, really loved.
Right.
I came home one day. I went to my agency and one of the girls that worked there, she said, Lisa, I got a check for you. And I was like, oh, good, thank you. And I brought it home and I said, Ma, look, I got a check. And she said, she looked at it and she said, it says you made $20-something thousand. Where is it? Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh? I had no idea. And on the bottom of the check, that's what I had grossed. I hadn't seen really a dime of it, maybe $1,000 of it. Wow. The owner of the agency was keeping. No, she was stealing the money. She was stealing the money. And because she took advantage of me being naive, not knowing the business, not knowing I'm being paid in residuals at the time, because at the time I wasn't even with the union.
They gave you the TLC treatment.
Right. She did it to so many people because we broke into the business at the time. The business for plus size modeling was just opening up. No one knew anything. Mm-hmm. We were all brand new, and she stole from every single one of us.
Did you get that money back?
My mother went up there because I was 16 years old, and my mother went to bat for me, and I got some of the money back, but I don't even think I ever got all of the money back, and that is the reason I ended up going to Ford Models and signing with them. But that agent went to jail because she stole everyone's money, and a lot of people, and a lot of people sued. So it's kind of like a weird thing because when I walked into her agency at 16 years old, I had graduation shots. Didn't know anything about professional pictures. Mm-hmm. And when I walked into the agency, I never forget. It was an African-American woman, receptionist, not even an agent or a booker. She said, "Can I see your pictures?" And I said, "Yeah." And I handed my graduation high school pictures to her. And she said, "You should really think about getting a nose job." I mean, she started tearing me up. And even at 16 years old, I knew my nose was the smallest thing on me. I did not need a nose job. I took my pictures back from her.
Wow.
And I looked at her like she had two heads. And I walked down the stairs. And the agent was on a penthouse. So you had to walk down to get on an elevator to get to her. As I was walking down the stairs, a woman was coming up the stairs and she said, "Are you leaving my agency?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Come on back upstairs with me." She took me to her back office. Mm-hmm. This woman proceeded to call all these clients up and say, "I just discovered this black girl. Her eyes are far apart. She has full lips. You got to see her." This is the same woman who stole all my money, you know? Wow. So it's kind of like...
Boy, that's a pimp.
It's a crazy story. It's a crazy story. I owe her for my career.
Right. Yeah. But she...
Let me put the Clark Kent on.
But
and that's
she
messed up. A sister receptionist talking about...
And a sister telling me I need to get a nose job.
We don't do that.
And I don't know. Maybe she was having a bad day that day because I'm like, she wasn't an agent. She had no authority in the agency.
Right.
That's
to
just
do
jealousy.
that. It's just craziness.
It had to be.
It was a weird situation. It was
weird. I was just
weird.
about to ask. Mm-hmm. Well, you just said your first. I was about to say, is those commercial checks different from the print modeling checks?
Absolutely. Yeah, print is good, but it's nothing like having residuals, like doing movies, TV shows, films. Every time it's shown, and it's shown all around the world.
Now, you talked about going from modeling to acting. Ford Modeling, obviously, very well-known agency. Now, going to, acting. What films or shows, popular that people would know, like, that you were in?
Well, let me just say this.
Get it off.
I did a lot of extra work in New York City. So I was in Juice. I was in the last scene.
Hold on, time out.
When he gets killed.
I remember Juice like the back of my hand. So what scene were you in Juice?
I was in the very last scene when the boy got killed on the roof.
I remember.
Pac got killed.
Let me tell you.
You got
that was Pac, right?
That was Pac.
Let me tell y'all what I did.
Were you in the elevator?
No. Let me tell y'all what I did.
Go back and watch.
I turned around and was leaning because I'm like, they said react, and I did, and I turned around and laid on the guy's shoulder. You don't even see my face, but that's me laying on like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Then New Jack City, the same
New
thing.
Jack City.
Stop. Let's stop there right there. Because I remember these movies like the back of my hands.
Classic
New Jack
films.
City.
But I just want to say, so there's a little tidbits. How old were you when you did Juice?
Juice, I might have been 18.
18.
Some maybe not
So
even
think
18.
about that.
I think
You
it was
worked
like
with Samuel L.
17.
Jackson,
Yeah.
Tupac,
Omar Epps.
Omar
And
Epps.
Omar Epps lived down the street from me.
Really?
He lived in Brooklyn down the street from me, but I did not know Omar at the time. He was a friend of my brother's. And he was always at the house and everything. And so when I told my brother, Omar's on the set. And he's like, Omar, that's my friend.
Wow.
I bothered Omar every single day. I mean, I just act like he was my brother and he was my best friend. But that was a really, really nice set. Juice, that was
Really?
a nice set. I liked
And
working
that Puerto
on that
Rican
set.
dude that was there, that Pac and him was beating up, he was
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. He was in Olivia Pope. He was in that show. Like, think about the career that started from there.
And
I
Omar.
never
Omar
Oh, you never
Epps.
watched? What's that Olivia Pope show that he was in?
Scandal?
Scandal, yeah, he
Yeah.
was in that.
Yeah, I never watched.
But man, just went
Never
Omar
watched
Epps.
it.
Now
Yeah.
we're gonna fast.
Oh, he
Wait a minute, I gotta see the scene.
He pulled it up.
Oh, he pulled it up. Let's see.
There I am. That's me with the jacket.
With the jacket.
That's
Oh,
me.
snap!
You
And
see that?
It's
like a glare.
Now, why did I
on
even
the
turn
TV.
around? But see when you're new and you don't know, you should be looking at that camera.
Right.
Everybody else looking, you got your back turned.
And they were like, react. And I was like, oh my God. And
That's how you kill a motherfucker in broad daylight. Bow!
Can you not tell? He is like.
I am a movie.
I hope you see No Vacancy because
Oh.
I would love to hear your review. Like, I want to come back after No Vacancy
Oh, yeah, for sure.
airs on
March 9th. I mean, March.
On May
May
9th?
9th. Yeah, May
May
9th.
9th.
Oh my God. I wish you could come see it with us. We're going to see it at the Rockwall Theater.
Okay.
But bring your family. It's family-oriented movie.
Hold on.
We're going to get to No Vacancy.
Oh my
that's
God.
that's
Okay.
but we got to go
Okay.
through these movies
Yeah.
that I know are classics.
So keep going. New Jack City.
New Jack City, you'll never find me. I'm at the bar and I'm waving my hand in the air. Another
Bar.
time,
But,
you
at
can
the-
see the back of me.
You were at the
the twins were dancing
what they
in
doing
the
it-
middle.
That was the New Year's dance where they just came from negative to positive, and then he said, "You better look at the pimple on the booty."
And see, I know where that scene is too. So I just I forgot
She
about
don't-
it.
And let me tell
Okay.
you how
She's
this
Caucasian.
Is,
This
this
is
is weird. No, I don't watch a lot of TV
but
and
she- but
movies
she's
either.
Caucasian.
I mean,
She-
honestly,
Yeah,
I'm so
I don't
busy. It's
either.
weird.
Yeah.
But what's so crazy is that movie Juice. At least you got the back of me. I think I worked like 2 days. New Jack City. I think I would work that movie for the whole month. And I was actually standing in for, originally, my job, I was standing in for the young lady who was, I don't remember her name. I think she was going with Wesley.
The bright chick.
yeah.
He said, "Cancel that bitch."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I stood in for her and I worked.
Did he
and I
pour
got
the- did
paid,
he pour
but
the
I was
champagne
never
on your
hardly
head, too?
seen. No,
Okay, he poured the champagne on her head.
Well,
And so that's strange. You know, you make your money here, but you're never seen at all. And
Right.
then
My
a
favorite
movie,
thing is
you only
watching
see 2
the
days.
bloopers in movies. Like that was supposed to be in there. Like you'll see, like let's just say you were like in the scene where you're dancing in New Jack City,
New Jack
but then that
City.
same person was in the courtroom as like a lawyer. Like
Okay.
how you know what I'm saying? So that's how I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, they needed somebody extra and stuff like that. But that is wonderful.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't you, but I'm saying I see that happen in a lot of movies.
well, let her keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going. Keep going.
Wow, this has been a long time. I've done so many. I worked on so many films.
What
and
about
extra,
just the cult classics?
Like tons of
She's
films. I
missing
can't
one.
even.
She's missing
What you
my
gonna say?
absolute
Go ahead and
Which
say
one?
it.
favorite. One of my favorites.
Go ahead then.
Because you give me, when I see you, I think of her all the time.
Living
Oh,
She
single.
already know.
Oh,
I worked,
were you
I
Khadijah?
stood in on mostly all of Queen Latifah films as her stand-in.
Were you
I
set it off?
was her official stand-in for a long
Pull-up cookout.
time. Cookout. It was so funny in Cookout.
Pull up
They had a
Cookout.
scene that they were dancing in the backyard. I mean, I was out there shaking the tail feather, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder. They said, Lisa,
Yeah, nah,
you
yeah.
look like Queen Latifah. Go sit." I had to get out of the scene, and I was like, I'm gonna finally be in the scene. But when you do standing, no, you're not gonna be seen. You're just standing in for the
So
main
Cookout,
character.
you was on there when you had to stand in when Ja Rule was trying to get that trying
I
to come
was
in.
there the whole time for Cookout. The whole time. Gabrielle Union, that's the one she was in, right? Let me tell you, they become a blur after
She
all
wasn't-
of
Gabrielle
this
wasn't in that
movie.
one. She wasn't in that
It wasn't
I just
Cookout,
remember Queen Latifah.
but I worked one with Queen
Nobody else
Latifah
back.
Which scene
and
was it?
Were you in Taxi?
It was the scene.
No.
You
you know
my
the one
favorite
with Gabrielle
scene,
Union
she was on the
in,
bike.
the one with Morris
the,
Chestnut.
Queen Latifah
Which one was
on
that?
a motorcycle.
Was
Yeah,
Morris Chestnut
with the shades
Queen
and
Gabrielle
Latifah
Union,
motorcycle,
and it
Cookout.
was a movie with
They
Queen
got a
Latifah.
lot of movies together.
It was Queen Latifah, Morris Chestnut, and Gabrielle Union, and Megan Good was in there. Cause I remember. I was a police officer in
Yeah.
that one. So I don't. She was a police
that's what-
officer. She
yeah,
was
she was
security
the
guard.
security.
She's a
right.
security
So
guard.
pull that.
What?
One.
So that was.
That's when she broke. That's when she broke the glass. Like,
That was
yeah,
my
I get
hands. That was my hands.
the. When she broke the glass,
That was my hands.
she's like, oh yes, I get to break the
But
glass.
you know what? Oh, the picture with you with her is on your
Instagram.
Dang, that's
You can
the
pull
one,
it up.
That's the one. That's the one I
mhm.
want to show.
Yeah. It's
Did you
still
ever do
on
some
there,
living
too.
single?
Still on there,
Did you do some living single stand in?
Never.
Let's
I never
see.
did Living Single.
Okay,
I think they shot that in LA, right?
I don't know where they shot that.
I
at.
think so.
But man, that's is.
I'm lucky because Queen shot a lot of her movies in New
New York.
Jersey and New York.
Well, that's because that's where she's from.
Yeah.
You can't forget New Jersey. Were you at New Jersey Drive?
No, but I did, and I also stood in for her, the one with Sanai. Which one? It was the
Yeah.
Sanaa Lathan.
When you fell in love with hip hop. Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar.
Oh,
That was another awesome set.
boy. Let me tell you
Awesome
something.
set.
I'm gonna want to hang around you because I see Sanaa Lathan. This 5-year marriage is over.
Yeah.
This is
Boy, hey,
okay.
Hey.
His ass is.
I want to play you for your love, boy.
No.
No, but she was, but in Love and Basketball.
Love Basketball.
Everyone loves Sanai.
Baby, when you
Yeah.
get home, it's
Cute.
on and
Hey,
popping.
Omar was in that one too. No, he was in Love and Basketball. He was.
the one he-
Oh, I know
He
he
was
was basketball.
Sterling McCall.
Right.
But he wasn't in Brown Sugar.
No, he wasn't
no,
Brown
that
Sugar.
was,
that
Tay
was
Diggs.
That was Tay Diggs. He said,
Tay
"Guess what
Diggs.
we're gonna do? We're gonna celebrate my
And it was
divorce."
Mos Def, right? Mos
Yeah.
Def.
Y'all watch too much damn TV.
I'm a movie.
I don't know how they remember.
I'm a movie
become a blur
fanatic.
after a while. I
But that's
can't
because.
remember
Well,
all
that's
of
because
that.
like
I don't watch.
that's
all
your work. For me,
Mm-hmm.
it's a hobby. So when you do work, like I can't remember half the shit I do at work because
Okay.
it's work. That's work.
Okay.
That's how you make your bread.
Ken, I sent it to you.
Like I'm pretty sure Jamal doesn't remember all his work, but your hobbies you remember
Absolutely.
everything.
Something
Oh.
you enjoy.
Yeah, something you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Hey,
makes
going
sense.
to movies was
Right.
like, you know how many girls I took to the
Let me
movies
tell you,
growing up?
I
Like,
missed the art of going to movies since the
because
pandemic.
when you go to movies, you
oh my
probably
God.
because in this how is it? I'm sorry, I'm going ahead of me. I just get excited. How is it going to the movies, being that you're an actress? Because like when I do my job, I kind of critique other people who doing it. Right? Like, I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way.
we
but-
know.
But being an actress, you know, you're looking at like, I could have did that scene better.
Well,
Why did he cut this
I
one?
wasn't doing the scene, so it didn't bother me. But in New York City, every time they did a movie, we used to have a major premiere, and that was
Oh,
I bet.
Did you do any
When
New
I
York
tell
undercover
you-
scenes?
no. Mm-mm. You mean with Ice-T on his
Nah,
shows?
that's with Malik Yoba.
Malik Yoba, yeah.
No, but
200
I've worked with Malik on Ice-T's show. So on the Law and Order, he's
Law and
done
Order.
some
yeah.
work on
In
it.
Law and Order, that's with do 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 do
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the one with Anthony Anderson on it.
That's okay. There it is, right there.
Yeah, that's me on the left.
You sure do
And
look
that's
like
Queen on the right.
She's giving
that's what's your name,
Latifah
Camacho.
vibes.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all look so much alike.
Let me tell you, I
It
couldn't
is
be in. I was another time.
With the red hair and all
I had a
that.
chance. They wanted to put me
I
in
cannot
a
believe how much-
restaurant scene where I'm in the Chinese restaurant in New York City,
Right.
and I was in it, and then somebody looked through the camera, the director, somebody, and they said, "This makes no sense. Queen Latifah was just in this scene. She cannot be over here." It's because, I mean, it's not that we look identical, but there's so many similarities.
I mean,
when we
I'm
are
just looking
together.
at this.
Yeah.
Everything
Like,
about
if they would have
this
said,
picture.
Yeah.
if they would have said,
Is
"Who
giving
is this?" I would have
Latifah.
said, "That's Queen Latifah
That's
on the
my,
left and
that's
right."
my dream
That's what
and
I
my
would
goal.
say.
One day, I want to play her sister in a movie.
Oh, you will?
That is my dream. That is my goal.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
mine
One day.
too.
Yeah.
Well, when you do, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
We got the same dream.
Queen Latifah.
I have a dream too with
Look
Queen
at the
Latifah.
smile, everything is just
Yeah.
spot on.
You look like
And then we had
Pikachu.
on the
You
glasses so you couldn't see our eyes.
Right. That is
Pikachu.
so. Yeah, because I would think that too. I'm like,
So,
no, that's
do
the
you have
same
a-
person.
Being that you've been her stand-in for so long, like I was watching, there's a thing on, I don't know if it's HBO or Showtime, but they was talking about stand-ins and stunt doubles.
Oh, yeah.
And how much of a good relationship they have. Like, there's a black guy who broke into that for black people. And so, do you have a relationship with her? Like,
I don't. I don't.
okay.
I
Did
don't
she
have a relationship.
did she have one with you on the set, or was she one of those ones
She
like?
is a sweetheart.
Good. That's good to know.
Because I always heard
Yeah,
you
she's
never
a
want to meet
sweetheart.
your
Never,
idols.
never, yeah.
You never want to meet your
It
heroes.
may disappoint you.
Yeah.
So she's a sweetheart.
Oh, really? I think she's awesome. I think she's amazing. She's so down to earth.
That's good.
She has no airs
That's what
about
I
her. She's just like
Because
a...
who did I meet? He was
No,
a
that's, like,
total
good to know,
asshole.
for
Oh,
real.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I get it. Like, I never approach a
Yeah.
celebrity like in a restaurant because they're with their family. That's them time.
Absolutely.
But they walk on the street. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
You know, I think I used to really fan out when I seen anyone, any celebrity, and I kind of don't do that anymore. But you will find yourself disappointed in a lot of different people. You know what I mean? You'll meet a lot of people, and I even hear people praising people now, and I'm like, honey, I've had a situation where they didn't even speak, looked at me like I was dirt.
You have
So,
no idea. Yeah.
you know, but it's not for me to bring that out into
Well, that's
you know,
wonderful
the
that she
energy.
was a good.
But Queen
good person on
Latifah
set.
Oh, that's so good.
what
to know.
you
I feel
see is
relieved.
what you get. You know what I'm
Wonderful.
saying?
He's gonna be so
she's a really
disappointed.
down
I
to earth
would've been
lady.
disappointed.
Because if she would have said she was mean, you would have been hurt, huh?
Yeah, because
No,
I
she's
feel
not.
like they're going to work together, like she just said.
Yeah,
She wanna
she's
be
always
Mrs.
been
Let's
so
talk that in
sweet
fruition.
to me.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So it's
And
manifest.
her
Manifest.
mother, oh my God, her
yeah.
mother, when she used to, her mother was always on set with her. When her mother was
Yeah,
alive,
she
they
was
were
close
like
to her
this. They had a
Yeah.
really strong bond. And when her mother used to say, my other daughter, and I used to, oh, her mother was awesome. And her father is too. Her father's always on set with her. He works security. You know, he's a
She's-
police officer, former police officer.
need
so
a-
Good looking
You
people.
need-
really
you need-
tight knit
you need a
family.
bodyguard?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't need no bodyguard, please. I ain't did nothing to need no
Queen
bodyguard.
Latifah is
What?
like one of my favorite
I got
Queen Latifah is
people.
she
Music
deserves
actress.
every
She
bit
is
of success and accolades.
That's good.
And I've never
That's good
seen
to know.
anyone. Well, I can't. I don't know everyone, but I'm just saying to be at that level and keep it that humble.
Right.
That means a lot to me. I like to see that.
Because-
I don't think you have to change just because you
Right.
you know
You're famous.
acquire success.
Right.
And I can
she
see
is
that because
very
people tell me I didn't change when I became famous.
Boy,
You know, they
bye.
said you stayed the same.
Tell him, boy, bye.
I mean, why do
Get
you,
that
why do you
bread,
have
get
to
that
change?
head.
Because life can change for you.
Just because
any,
you become
any
famous,
day.
You could be
become
here
a
this day.
millionaire, it
There's
doesn't
always
mean-
something going on in your life. You could be here professionally and you could be down here personally.
Right.
There's always something going on. There's no need to get up here
Are
on
you
your
listening?
high horse
I'm
at any time.
Nobody
as far
has
as I'm
ever
Are you
concerned.
listening?
accidentally
Because you know
said
the reason why I
No,
say
I
that
said
you
it
can
on
meet your
purpose.
idols is so
taking shades.
my favorite athlete is Deion Sanders, right? And I met him at WFA because I used to work at American Airlines Center, and WFA is right there, and we was doing security. And Deion was like,
Excuse me, y'all.
"It's the thing." He would take the pictures, be all fun, and he ha with you. But then when he left, he called Ebo and was like, "I get tired. I didn't come here to take pictures with people and the security and everything like that." And then
Got some water?
and then he
I need some water.
and they had to let people go. So yeah,
So he wasn't pleasant.
he was
or,
pleasant, But then he,
Off of.
You just heard that conversation. Or you heard?
no, I was there.
Well, he was saying that he didn't come to do all that.
Yeah. He told
Ebo.
Ebo he didn't come to do all that, and he didn't come to take pictures and do all that. He came to do that, and so they let
That's
homeboy go.
disappointing. That's
They
disappointing.
let homeboy
Well, they
go.
didn't have to let him go. You know what I mean?
Thank you so
My
much.
thing is, if you don't want to take the pictures, I don't want to take the pictures.
Why? Like, it's not this because he's still human, and Ebo is wrong for that. So,
Do you hurt your
Ebo,
feelings?
if you're watching,
Well, it
this
wasn't me.
show-
Did you hurt your feelings?
No, I mean,
But she knows the guy. She knows the manager.
We worked with him.
I'm just-
I would never
I just
let
gotta
somebody
laugh,
go because they had a moment. You know what I mean? I could understand
Yeah,
if he did it
may I have
multiple
your autograph?
times. And would you?
You know, another
That's-
person that I
that's-
worked with that was so awesome was Will Smith, and I'm kind of
Oh
very.
no. Oh, no.
I'm really.
No, don't even
But
do
listen. That's why I'm so like upset about what's going on with him, because even let me tell you guys,
He's
even
nice.
in New York City in the acting world, all of my friends and everyone. When I'm not even there, every story is the same. Oh my God, Will did this for us. Will's this, Will's that.
Really?
So it's like crazy.
Yeah, and what's even crazier is that you're not
Trying
even
to hold it in.
allowed to have a human
Yeah, exactly.
experience.
Moments.
In his whole career, he's never had anybody to come out and say
Never.
he was nasty, he did this, he cussed you out. But
Chris
he had a moment, and everybody's
I
like,
don't know what
oh, he's
happened,
canceled.
and it's so
Chris Rock would beg to
sad
differ.
because he doesn't have a reputation of
Right.
that
does
type of
That he
reputation
doesn't.
behind him.
Well,
does
thank you
now.
for saying that.
Yeah.
That he
You know,
doesn't, but
And I'm
look.
not saying what he did was right.
No,
I think
you're
it's
just- you're just saying
I think it's
your
horrible, but
experience.
that it happened. But I'm just saying, what a nice person in the industry who's
Yeah.
known for doing so many nice things for
Yeah.
people on the set, and that happened.
Everybody has a tipping point. Everybody does. Everybody has a point to where
Because when you have your
they get tip.
I see
But
you not agreeing with none of this. I want to know how
I
you
didn't say a
feel.
word.
No, I want to know how you feel because you need to let it out.
I didn't say
that's-
a
How
word.
do you feel about that?
I'm doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Because he was like,
But-
what?
Mama
Mike
said,
Epps-
Mama
Mike Epps
said I
said-
gotta behave today.
Mike Epps
I'ma
said,
behave
"Hell,
today."
she always been bald headed."
I know, right?
That really gets under my skin
See,
when people are
Mama said we had to behave today.
they don't
so.
have compassion.
But I can tell you like this:
Especially
Chris
somebody
Rock,
I don't know.
Chris Rock was a good dude because that's why I'm not professional.
And you see, he said what I could say under his breath. He said he held back.
You see, he balled his fist up to
I
hit him
didn't
back,
say
and then he
that.
put his hand behind his back.
I didn't say
I watched that
nothing.
video thousands of times.
Okay, let's not get on that.
didn't say
Yeah,
a
because
thing.
that could go in.
Bald
It could
head,
go left.
I didn't
bald
say
head,
Yeah, you gonna have to-
scallywag.
gonna have to
Ain't got
cut
no
that
hair
out.
in back, jailed up,
Guess
neither.
what? We'll see how it all plays out when they find out when Chris Rock speaks and when Will re-submerges from the sunken place or wherever.
Yes.
wherever he
Yes.
It's hard to defend somebody that don't love you.
Anyway,
Now we're gonna
so
continue on.
Let's
Yeah.
continue. So let's
Continue.
get to
Yeah, we went off subject.
while we're here.
No vacancy.
Hey,
I can't wait to hear it. So what?
Now this is a movie I want to talk about.
So what?
Yes.
What character are you playing?
I play Carrie Mae Johnson, and I am actually playing the mother of the lead character, T.C. Stallings, who plays Cecil Johnson in the movie.
okay.
Yeah.
No
So
vacancy.
what is the premise of the movie?
The premise of the movie is Sean Young, who y'all remember, 80s, 90s popular actress from like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
movies like that. Ace Ventura, I think she was there.
That's
Oh, that's her. That's
she has a winky in Ace Ventura.
only
Yeah.
you know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You never
I-
seen Ace Ventura?
I've
Yeah,
never
but
seen it.
only once.
Finkel and
probably.
Einhorn. Einhorn and Finkel. Finkel and
I don't
Einhorn. Einhorn and Finkel.
Yeah, she had about like I think 100
And then-
films, something crazy.
And then he says nobody can't
I'm not a movie person.
do.
Oh, he
And she had the
remember
and she had the little thing
Oh my
thing.
God.
You must
That's
have a
amazing.
serious case of hemorrhoids. So he turns
There's no
around and the
way.
dick is hanging
Okay,
from the
so yeah, that's her. So no
So-
way.
You say yeah, that's her.
That's her.
Whoever-
So that's her, Sean Young, and she gets demoted from Orlando, her news station, and she's demoted to Leesburg, Florida, small town. She's very unhappy with the situation of being demoted, and she doesn't feel like this is no growth. Why would you put me here? She doesn't want to comes in with a bad attitude. And while she's there, she uncovers this story of a church that is trying to buy a facility to open a homeless center. Okay. This takes place in like 2005, and between 2005 2007, it was a tremendous homeless situation, recession in Florida, in Leesburg, Florida, and they were really affected with a lot of homelessness. And this church wanted to help do an outreach for the community,
right?
And the community did not want to see a homeless center anywhere in the area. And this church fought tooth and nail to, and this is a real true story in Leesburg,
based
Florida.
on a true story.
Oh, wow.
Okay, cool.
The Samaritan Inn, it's very true. It's a true story. Cecil Johnson is that T.C. Stallings is playing is a real life person that passed away in 2018. And so the Pastor Cliff of this church is being played by Dean Cain, and he's still alive.
Oh, Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Well, hold on. I'm not in there.
Thank God.
I'm not in there. I'm a Superman.
Praise white Jews.
More present day Superman. And she uncovers this story of this church trying to buy facilities,
right.
And she meets T.C. Stallings' character, Cecil Johnson, and they become friends.
Yeah.
And starts a whole relationship with him, and uncovers this story and brings it to the news, and it becomes big. And today, I just want to say there is a homeless center there. There is a women's center there. And they really do, this church really does in Leesburg, Florida, does this work for the community. And so the real pastor, played by Dean Cain, he's still alive, and he is the one who wrote this movie.
He's Pastor Cliff Leah.
He's Pastor Cliff Leah.
So, and this is a faith-based. Is this a faith?
It is a faith-based film. It's family-friendly.
That's
so
good, yeah.
Children can come. And it's a story. It's really, really... It's a lot of stories, subplots in the plot.
Right.
And I don't want to give all of that away, but this
Right.
is a story of love, hope, and redemption, and
we need
recovery. And I want to say, I think it's really important, not only that people come out
Right.
for this movie and for the story, we need to get back to more real life stories. I mean, the Marvel comics, the Disneys, that will always be their big
Right.
$100 million films, but we need to get back to real life stories
reality.
that are inspiring to everyone. And I want to say, from an actor's perspective, I want my kids to see this movie, and I want young people to see this movie. I really want all ages to see this movie, but people like us who are in the entertainment business,
Yes.
I think this movie is going to be the blueprint of how independent movies are made.
Right.
I want people to see that small budget movies can make it to 800 theaters.
Right.
And I think I want my kid to see, you could pick up a camera. If you have a dream, first of all of us have stories in us. That's why this movie inspired me from working on it. And this has been a 9-month process. We filmed in September. But just they updated us on every step, how it's going, how they're promoting it. This started with a really small budget. And they made it to 800 theaters. Even though it's one day, a lot of movies are not even making it to the theater. And it inspired me to pick up my book, because I have a story and I have a dream to see my book
Put on the
television, Cartoon Network.
Right.
But it inspired me that this can be done.
So,
And I really, really think that people are going to go to this movie, and they're going to be like, what?
Right.
I got a story too that I want to tell, and I believe that a lot of people you're gonna start seeing not only faith-based films,
Yeah.
you're gonna see a lot of independent films. People are gonna start shooting these films
It's time
and doing
for
just
that.
like they did, presenting it to distributors
Right.
and just letting the bites come in. Who's gonna bite for the movie? That's how it's working now.
So tell us how this came about. Like, how did you get the role?
Because it's a panorama, what's going on now. We're in a crisis. Everything, castings and everything. Because I don't think I would have got this role if we were not in the middle of what we're going
Pandemic
through.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can say it y'all saying it on the radio. A
Yeah,
lot of
pan-
people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the pandemic. A lot of these castings are now virtual.
Yeah.
So, I haven't been submitting. This was like, this year I decided, I said, I'm going to venture off into, try to pick up the acting again.
Yeah.
And this came about, I seen it, and I probably would have never submitted for it, or it probably wouldn't have been available for me to submit, being that I'm in Dallas, because everything before the pandemic, you had to be there in person.
Right.
You had to be in New York for the casting. If you couldn't make it, no one's going to
Right.
consider you.
Right.
So I was able to submit virtually, and that's how I came about of getting a role,
Okay.
and that's how it happened. So, and that's how all of the roles have been happening for me this last year. Like, if it's in Dallas, like the next movie that I'm working on called Ama, I was able to meet them. First, it was virtual. I
Right.
met them. I did my call back in virtual, met the director, the producer, and the writer.
Right.
And then the last call was coming in person, only because she was in Dallas.
Right.
But however, that's the one beauty that came out. And I really think after the pandemic, when we cross over and we're out of this, I
Right.
think people learn that they can do a lot of stuff virtual.
Virtual.
Right.
A
Absolutely.
lot of stuff.
Save on
When-
gas.
When you have to. When you don't have
Yeah.
a choice.
Working
You
from
figure it
home,
out,
Yeah.
you
Because
Yeah.
from what I
Absolutely.
That's- yeah.
I was talking. Well, I only know him through another friend, and we was at this place. But that King Kiram, the Instagram dude, he said you have to wait when you go to casting. It's a long line, and you sit there, and you might not even get called
Yeah.
to even go back there to present what you got.
That is true.
And then now they look at how many Instagram followers you have, how
That is another thing.
how
Yeah.
many
That's
Facebook
what
followers you
they-
have,
they look at stuff
Twitter
like that,
followers,
yeah.
because
They want you to have
Yeah.
a following.
Your
a
digital
following.
imprint.
your digital
Okay.
because
They're asking
fingerprint,
for your
imprint, whatever.
Instagram now, your social
They-
networks,
right.
your Facebook. They're hiring people. Sometimes it's not even about talent. They got a huge following. We want you,
Right.
and that's what
and no talent.
no talent.
Speaking of
It's
following,
truly
y'all
happening.
hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Follow us at the 97 Show on all
Please.
major platforms.
Yes.
And
The more you follow, the more we do.
right,
That's right.
hit that button.
That's right.
Hit the donate.
So
like,
tell
share, all
us
that.
when and where. I know you said it's in 800 theaters.
It is in 800 theaters nationwide.
That is amazing.
Which date?
Which is wonderful for one day only
Which
on
day?
May 9th.
Oh,
And
May
I
9th.
think across the board it's a 7 p.m. showing. Guys, it is a Monday night.
I will
And I
be
know
there
the
with bells
shows,
on.
the movie starts
know.
at 7 o'clock. But I really.
They ain't
this-
doing nothing
this is-
else on the Monday. They
They
can
not
watch.
doing
I be-
nothing.
I'm at
People
work.
got to go to work. Some people got to go to work.
Yeah,
the
I don't get
next
off
day.
till
But
9.
you
But I have a
just-
question.
You just go and watch the movie. You're not going to the club.
Yeah,
and
it's not
turn
like
it
you
up.
working out. Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
just go.
So
Have
after
a
it
time.
shows on this one theater,
Not sleep.
I think this is
One day.
the one day, and I think it might be a test. Like you might get picked up for a streaming service.
Oh, it's going to streaming. It's absolutely going to streaming the next day. And by the way, whoever's listening, I will be watching at the Rockwell Theater. There's still tickets available at the Rockwell Theater. If you want to meet me, you want to come out, I would love to see you.
I'm going as her date.
I would love to see you at the Rockwell. I want to meet. No, you come in with your wife and your kids, your family.
Right.
Um,
I had to mention that. Didn't
yeah, and that's just
Well, no, let me
it.
put the. No, my
That's
glasses
why I
off.
said
I'm single.
People need to come and see the movie and see. Not only where's
My glasses off. I'm single.
Not only can you
glasses
make
off, so
movies,
yeah.
you can make movies that go right directly to streaming.
Right.
Yeah.
And nothing is wrong with that. I think didn't Tyler Perry release his last movie directly to streaming, and it was
Yeah, the
number
Medea
one.
last movie.
Yeah,
Right.
it was number one. He didn't even bother going to theaters.
Right.
Movie making has changed.
Definitely has evolved.
Tremendous, and I think
And
that's why I
Hollywood's not
said
even Hollywood anymore.
exactly. And I'm so glad that it's changed because I want people to see, like I said, anyone really honestly can make movies, can make television shows, can make series. I want to see people invest in cameras, buy a good
There you
camera,
go. What she's
and
saying.
start filming your stuff. Put together
That's
a
what
trailer and start shopping your trailer. Start shopping your story.
You know what?
That's what I'm
how
gonna
that
do.
Bel Air got started because that dude did that. He did like a 17-minute thing of a new age Fresh Prince of Bel Air that's
okay.
darker,
That building.
and then after about 3-4 years, it got picked up. But he was like the dude,
Right.
and then
Isn't that something?
And Will Smith backed it, and it became. But look on this on YouTube. It's like it was just a 17-minute trailer, and it was dark and gritty.
Right.
And then they ran with it, and he helped write.
Very
the
well written
script.
show, by the way. Quick question.
Okay.
I don't watch TV like that, so I haven't seen it, and I probably won't. So I just take y'all word for it that it's
That's
good.
very good.
Very
If-
awesome.
I ain't
This
gonna be
is.
able to do it.
I got two questions. First one: If they were to write a movie about your life, who would you want to play? Who would
To play me,
And not
Play
Queen
you.
Latifah.
I would have to think about it.
You would
Never
have to-
thought about that before. That's a really good question. Because with my book, it takes place starting off in my teenage years. And my book, guys, is called
talk
The
about
Life of a SEAL.
The Life of a Seal.
And it's about a plus-size teenager and dealing with self-esteem, confidence,
You know what?
being a plus-size
Let me.
teenager.
Can you pass it? To
But
And so I would want
break it
someone
up?
to play me
Yeah.
if it was to go to television. I would want
What's
someone to
that
play me, and
actress
I
that
would
be with
probably
Kevin
have
Hart all the
cast
time?
for it.
she cut all her hair off. She's a date common.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There it is.
And
Yeah.
I like.
'Cause that, you got you
Seal.
you
I like that the character
have like a.
looks like.
I mean,
like
I hate to
she-
say you have it like, but you kind of like Queen Latifah's. You got it kind of like some. Like Tiffany Haddish has some of your features. Like I can see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not. She's not plus.
She's not plus.
She's
sure
not plus size. I would need a
This
plus
was
size
a,
actress.
This is a very.
You
a
know
little
what?
plus size teen actress to play
Oh,
me.
teen actress. But what about you? So it's all about your teen years.
It's all about my teen years, and it's a book. It's going to be a book series. This was really part
Oh, it's
one,
on Amazon.
and it's going to be 3 parts. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's been on Amazon for a couple of years. That's what I'm saying. No Vacancy inspired me to start writing again.
5
'Cause
stars.
I'm going to write it. I'm going to shoot it,
It has
and
5
I'm going to
stars,
shop
y'all.
it.
See, The Life of a Seal, and this is volume 1, like she said. So
and the
this
seal
was
is
so, this
Lisa.
was so good.
Backwards.
And let me tell you, in the
This is
book,
very
guys,
good.
it is not what you expect. It is a great story.
Nia
It
Jax.
really
The
is.
story is
I learned.
so
I
cute.
learned so
Nia.
much.
Isn't it a
Thank
cute
Nia.
story?
So cute.
Nia
It's
Jax.
an amazing story.
I learned so much
You know who
about
she is, right?
you.
And
about
she's
I'm
no
gonna tell Ken to pull
victim.
up-
She
pull
is
up
no
the picture.
victim.
right.
Yeah. Pull up Nia Jax, Ken.
Yeah. This and look at
Superman thinks Nia
Look
Jax
at the
would do
what
it.
do you call these?
She's
The
the Rock's
illustration.
cousin.
Illustration.
The illustration.
Beautiful.
Look at it.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's very.
Who
It's
did that?
every plus
It's
size
like-
teen. No, I got someone to do it.
Oh.
Every plus size
Look.
teen needs this book.
All the colors.
I like the picture of a full
fashion.
woman with full lips. And
Look, Lisa
the
was
nose,
a cheerleader.
everything.
Y'all look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I was saying,
Superman thinks that Nia Jax would play you well. That's why.
As an old,
who is that?
she's a plus size model. She's the Rock's
you know-
first
She
cousin.
looks familiar.
And you know who she is too.
Yeah.
I'm-
I tell you, I be looking.
Yeah. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand.
Okay.
Your
Well,
hands where I can
I
see.
don't know who that is.
Yeah. But don't do that. Don't do that. Oh,
okay.
So, okay. The Life of a Seal. The first volume is out. As you can see, it's on Amazon.
Wonderful.
5 stars. Everybody go pick that up.
Go pick
Support
it up before it becomes a cartoon or a TV show.
Then the
Oprah's
price goes
bestseller,
up.
A movie,
Oprah's book club.
because I am going to film it. I'm going to make a trailer for it, and I'm going to shop it just like they did No Vacancy.
And see,
I could be her dad.
these are books that I would want my granddaughter to have.
Yeah.
You know what I
And-
mean?
and-
because it looks like
right,
us.
even if it's
GG baby.
exactly,
Nothing is like photo. You know, it's real bodies.
it's real,
real
it's
hairstyles. Our everything.
and it's a real story.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
real
awesome.
story. It's a compelling story. It's nothing like outrageous that you couldn't relate to.
right.
Relate to. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, that's
Yep.
awesome.
So
That
I
is
want to
awesome.
ask you if somebody in Dallas in particular, because I know we're not in New York. It's not New York. So if somebody wanted to get in acting, modeling, like what should they
What's
do?
the steps?
I think, first of all, for acting, what I've learned, and I would tell them to follow the steps that I did in New York City, which helped me the most in acting. Get involved with your theater group, your local theater group, or a theater group. You're going to learn everything so quickly. And the number one thing you're going to learn is to be in front of live audiences. And the thing with people, even when they act, they're nervous in front of live audiences. And when you do even little off-Broadway shows, and that's the one thing that Dallas does offer, amazing theater. I want to even start getting involved in the theater. Because like I said,
I
guys,
love how she says theater.
I'm just getting
Theater.
back into acting a year ago. Do you hear me? Just a year
a
ago.
year
And
ago.
so much has happened in 1
So
year.
did you have like get yourself retrained?
I took an audition class, because I think that's another thing. Take an audition class. Learn how to audition. It doesn't matter how great an actor you are if you do not know how to get through that audition process, because it's difficult.
Yes.
We get nervous. I had an audition. I had a call back maybe a week or so ago. I just got all freaked out because it was a callback. I was in front of directors. It was 4 people on the screen. We always need work. Don't ever think you've arrived and you don't need to keep brushing up. And getting through the auditioning phase, that's the main thing. You got to know what to say, what not to say. Learn how to set up your room for accepting virtual auditions.
Yes.
It needs to look right. It needs to be right. So that's one of the things I would recommend. Another thing, as far as modeling here in Dallas or any city that you're in, find almost every city or city close to them has a modeling agency. Rather that's for children, like here, Campbell, Kim Dawson's. Those are the
Shout out to
Klutz.
the Campbell
I want to
Agency.
be a
Plus, those
DXL model.
We have that. We have plus size men modeling all the time.
Oh, that's good.
That
to
is
know.
a demand. It was when my agent just called last week and wanted to see my boys, but none of my boys are plus size. She was looking all over the place
I
for
got two.
plus
I got
size
2 boys for
teams.
plus size team.
Campbell Agency. You should send their
Shout out to the
pictures in.
Campbell Agency.
So,
And how can
and it's so many agencies. It's
Yeah.
not just Campbell and
Well, I'm just,
Kim
plugging,
Dawson's.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like Google
Yours.
it. There's about, and then I want you to read the reviews. I want you to read the Better Business reports. Make
sure
sure
they're
they're
reputable
legit.
and-
And they're legit. If you go on
your
Instagram
homework.
Right.
and you see their models working, you see
Yeah.
who's following them, make sure they're legitimate. And
Right.
you submit your pictures, go through the process, and that is how you break into your local modeling agencies. Because with children, it's going to be a lot of taking them out of school, because let's face it, the jobs are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you would have to take your child out of school. So you don't want to be with an agency in New York or California. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I would say start locally. And usually these local agents are pretty good. Some of them are hooked up with California and New York City jobs. So that is the way I would say to
I
get
have
into
one more question. I know
Uh-huh.
it's sad. Maybe I should ask you this off record. Like, if somebody has, like, they want to be like a hand model, or is it the same
parts.
process? parts.
Parts. There's
Toes and
agencies
Uh-oh.
just for that.
I could be a big
Okay.
draws
Yeah.
model.
Because I want Anaya wants to do that.
Yeah,
Her
there's
toes
agencies
are-
for parts. I'm just not
Perfect.
familiar with
Okay.
which ones are for parts, but see, like in New York City, there's an agency in called
Right.
Cunningham
Where
that
they just
does
doing the
parts.
shoes.
Someone put
I know
him in.
he's telling me to. He's telling me
he's
to
young. How old?
wrap it.
This is the one that was pregnant.
As Jamie
Fox.
Foxx
Ford,
said.
yeah.
Well,
you
he's
just send him
wrap
in.
it
You send his
He took
picture in.
20.
So we
Okay.
I didn't
thank
get the
you.
information.
Yeah.
I want to send this.
Tell
You
everyone.
send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Tell everyone
Yeah.
how they can reach you.
I am on Instagram as actress Lisa Scott. I really only deal with Instagram now.
Okay.
I don't have a Facebook anymore.
Yes.
And what else? What else am I on?
The
I'm on
movie-
Twitter.
The
The
movie
movie is
is-
May 9th.
Movie
No
May 9th.
vacancy,
No
May
vacancy.
9th.
Oh, guys, the movie
7
is
o'clock.
May 9th, 7 o'clock, one day only. So please
The book,
get your tickets.
Life of a Seal.
And
Life of a
She is-
Seal.
Quick it up.
And come
pick
to
it
the
up.
Rockwell Theater
Rockwell
if you
Theater.
want to meet me.
May
Because
9th,
I want to
7
meet
o'clock.
everyone.
She want to meet y'all.
I want to
out.
meet
Come
y'all.
out, support.
In her Texas
appreciate
voice. You
you.
hear that?
I
wanna
know,
meet
I know,
y'all.
it's
She got
probably-
a few things.
But look all around Texas. This theater is all around that's playing no vacancy. I'm just trying to bring everybody to the Rockwell Theater. But
Yeah.
Well,
So
thank
we can,
you.
We
yeah,
can
Well,
turn
that's
it-
thank you,
turn
thank
it
you,
together.
thank you guys
you
for
for
having
coming
me.
out and
It
joining
was
us.
so
Goodbye,
much
baby.
fun. And I am coming back after the movie comes out because I want to hear your review.
You know,